plans and how are you celebrating the Valentine's Day with your family, friends, and your love? Abeka Solutions, in collaboration with Sammy Flex TV, has done it again. It is the Vows Day special in Dubai with Sammy Flex. Coming this 9th to 16th of February 2023. Minuyaba, with a lot of experience on the desert safari, Dubai Front, Atlantic's Water Park, Dubai City Tour, party in the club, and the yacht party. Now for you, yes, also the romantic dinner party. No, so package when you know, yeah, 13,000 Ghana cedis. So person new will be each dime back one. Nasa won't one person would die at your 14,500 Ghana cedi. Pick your phone, call us and book us now on 0243 514 732 or +971 559 494 061. Habibi, have fun with love.
Me did the young antechua, and maybe I'm discovered for Europe. I come a bush for Ghana. No, me used to tap send. No fee mobile money transfer. Eye easy, eye convenient, eye fast, and sounds so free. Won't you share? Me discover ye map him. Tap send. Intienne. Also download the tap send app. No, ever mobile phone so free. Na first ka come a bush for Ghana for na. Tap send. Papa no.
Everybody check now. Check it. Check it. The beat is real. Don't wait, make it kill ya. Get your green select glucometer and check it. Sugar level, check it. Check it. Green select glucometer. Check it. Push sugar level for check it. Check it. Reselect glucometer. Everybody check now. This advert has been vetted and approved by the FDA.
Emre tudo nani etena ka mu kwanten akotonyo mabegu ye shop mu se ubenya ni nyina ofako enno so ya asem foforo owo so to mfa akosika swane ne mpatamu anase achimota la pass ekosi nsawam. Jimmy Dale is your one-stop shop distribution for wholesale and retailers. Safa drinks, insure, enyane, anasa ade bia wo pebia. So ukoton kwa dia enye bebia wo se wutu mu eye Jimmy Dale. You can locate Jimmy Dale Ventures at Giga Junction inside Soto or call us now on 0208-920-996. Jimmy Dale Ventures, the official sponsor for Sammy Flex TV.
Another week starts here today on Sammy Flex TV, and we are about to do our thing. Our thing is Showbiz Daily here on Flex Entertainment's channel on YouTube. It is called Sammy Flex TV, and I have here with my people. We are about to do the breakdowns, the reviews for you to be a part of the game. The game is about show business and anything around it. Else we are not talking about it. So now that you are starting your week with us, remember that Showbiz Daily comes your way every weekday, Mondays through to Fridays at 7 p.m. where we stream live on this channel. Anytime you are here, remember to drop a comment. Remember to also share the link with your people, friends all over, and also tell them that if you're looking for that platform that discusses real showbiz content, then it is here on Showbiz Daily. Me say thanks for being a part of us over the years. A new year is here, so let's go harder and let's make sure that the world is hearing about Showbiz Daily. On your screens, Roland Amate is already seated, event blogger. He's also a talent manager and one of my pundits here. And I also have man like artist manager one. J Smart, aka the only serious artist manager we have in the world. Yeah, yesterday J Smart actually had an album listening for his, was it EP album? An EP listening for his artist Elijah the Worshipper, who is based in France. But listening was done here in Ghana on Hit FM's Thank God It's.
This is gospel.
Okay, this is gospel.
This is gospel.
I don't come to the Thank God It's Friday.
Yes.
yes.
Yeah.
This is gospel. Hosted by our own man Frankie Five. And they did something. I think it's not a bad thing, though we have done it before on so many platforms. Just that the industry doesn't do some of these things. Whilst I was doing my shows on radio, Plus FM and Xylophone FM, so many times we did album reviews with industry people. But now, people don't do it. And it's so interesting. People who have platforms that they are supposed to do some crazy content, they are just there insulting people and Charlie, it's some way. But Charlie, big ups to you for that initiative.
Thank you.
It was a good one. But did you like the feedback or the outcome?
Oh yeah, of course. We liked it. You know, we had our plan, and to me, I think whatever happened there did fit into our plan, and I think so far we are getting the results. We are seeing them as we speak. Before we start here, I showed you something on Twitter, and then even I've monitored how well we are doing so soon on some of the digital platforms, specifically mobile. And so I feel it went well, and a special thanks to Frankie Five for giving us the platform, and then to Ricky and Saliman for coming through, and for yourself disappointing us though, and then
you're crazy. For myself, for doing what? I didn't disappoint. I was here. I said, you put me on Zoom. You didn't put me on Zoom. Now Zoom is part of life. Yes. You guys are forgetting COVID right now. If I do this and it comes again. When COVID was here, who was going somewhere? Is it not Zoom we were all working with?
And then a special thanks to my brother here. You know, for this man, I feel he has a heart of gold. Like he's really a good man. On several occasions, I've made some calls to him, which a way or the other I felt
it will inconvenience him.
Was very bad, but he was able to pull through for me. And I really appreciate that.
Yeah.
I really
but I also heard that there were comments that were not so palatable about the songs on the EP.
So
how does that also make you feel as an artist manager when you have called people to come and review first time listening of your project and they are putting out not so good comments?
Okay, so
how did you feel about that?
So fact is, in the studio, there were songs Kojo King would like and maybe other person wouldn't like. There were songs other people would like where Kojo King wouldn't like. That shows how the human form of us, we have different tastes. Alright, and so that is cool. And so even after the listening, they were all able to settle on few songs that they thought was better for them, which is good. So it's not entirely about them. The fans are also there, and so they have shared theirs, and then the fans are also sharing theirs. I mean, it is a 5-track EP, and so there's something in there for everyone. And so we don't expect everyone to like the entire song. Of course, no.
So you guys were not offended by that?
No, we are not offended.
Have you asked your artist whether he was also okay?
So yesterday after the event, we spoke at length. I slept somewhere around 2 a.m. We were just having conversation how to be able to
continue with the hype.
Continue, not just the hype, but then make sure everything that they've said, we will put it into practice in our next releases or our next project. And so entirely Believe EP is out on all streaming platforms, and 2023 in the gospel space, Elijah the Worshipper is the first gospel musician to churn out
a body of work.
Yes, a body of work, which is brilliant. And so we need that support. Let's just push it. And we promise to bring the album a mega one soon, where we have people like Nasi and some of the big names that the fans will bring to hear. And you know, his fan base are the Guy worshippers.
That's the name of his.
Oh, correct. Team Guy worshippers. And so if you are a Christian and you want to, no, not just you know, so God makes us understand. He says, "He who chooses the work of God has chosen the best part or the best side to me."
No honorable work than doing the work of God.
The work of God.
The Bible also says that he who chooses a wife has found a good thing.
So he was specific. He said
there is no honorable work correct than the work of God.
yes. And finding a good thing and honorable is two different things. So let's get that clear. And so Timbiaga worshippers, thanks for your support. And this one too, we know how you do it, and we believe you do it more for us.
I see. Because you were there, how was it like? Especially now your position as someone who is also about to release a song, and you were called on to critique or to judge someone else's song. How was it like for you?
I think we can.
How was it like for you?
Okay, it was a beautiful experience, and as a writer myself, and going to critique another work, it's like, do you have to be honest, or you want to just praise the person and go away? And we all know, before music, I was a pundit. I was an entertainment journalist. So that side needs to also show. And people are also listening. Some of the fans are technical. So they also understand what we are doing. So you don't just think that, okay, the fans don't know what they are about. So you need to also be in as much as you have to be technical, as much
and
as
be accurate.
Yes, you want to also say some good things as well. So yes, we listen to the songs, and two songs into the EP, I felt we were gonna have a reggae kind of EP, and lo and behold, it was so. So it's a reggae EP.
Like that, 5 songs. Full
All
of
the
reggae
5,
songs?
yes, different forms of like reggae, calypso, or the kuchoko and all of that. So the point is, before we even started, they played some of the Afrobeat songs of Elijah the Worshipper, which were solid. Both Ricky and Sally loved those songs. So those songs became the yardsticks for the others.
No, is it before they played the Afrobeat songs?
Before we started, he was playing some of the previous songs of Elijah the Worshipper.
Also gospel songs or secular
Gospel songs, Afrobeat gospel.
Okay, then that's fine.
So that was I think Winner, Bubedike, those 2 songs. And Ricky and Sally loved those songs. They were on point. So when we started playing the EP, that became their
contention.
Yes, their yardstick. And me knowing Elijah the Worshipper, he's used to those Afrobeat songs. And so trying reggae felt like he's venturing into a new sound or a new genre. So you could see some struggles in there. And lo and behold, when we called him, he was like, yes, this is the first time he's ever trying reggae. And so the advice was that, okay, anytime you want to try something, maybe you get people who are in tune with the sound. Because there is a certain standard that you need to meet. In as much as you are trying it, it is also commercial. People listening wouldn't see with the mindset that, okay, this is somebody trying a new thing. They will accept it as a whole music. So you need to maybe consult some people who are inclined in reggae. So names like Akese Brimpon and others came to play. That, okay, either maybe they are doing the writing for you, or a collaboration, or they are guiding you. And also maybe if you are done with the work, you do a pre-listening before maybe uploading on the stores. So it was a beautiful experience, and I think we did justice to the reason why we were called there. For sharing
chops and
yes, and they brought some.
Bro, has it been long we heard something like this, or we saw something like this in our industry?
Rasam, I think it's been a while, and I must commend Elijah the Worshipper and his team. In fact, promoting an artist who is not in that same jurisdiction is one of the most difficult things as an artist management. In fact, it is very, very difficult, especially if the person is physically not around. You know, elsewhere, it would have been a smooth sail or a smooth ride. But in a space where people would want to connect a face to the sound or a face to whatever they are listening to, is one thing that is also very difficult. And especially if the person is not easily accessible. one of the things that is very instrumental in promoting an artist here in our space are appearances and performance. And if the person, after promoting the audio and even visuals on screen and online, the person is not physically around to have some sort of physical connection with the fans, it makes the whole process a little handicapped. And yesterday, luckily for me, I chanced on that session.
Okay.
Like I was
as
just
in the
yes, I think in the middle way, I was just in the house throughout trying to find some radio station to just hold me down, and
it came crashing.
I was like, interesting. I decided not to comment because I just wanted to just listen from afar, and also and I can say that all in all, like Kwedwo said, it was you can clearly see that this is a new turf for the artist. And my suggestion was that he should have probably, yes, I know this is an EP, there's a whole body of work and not entirely a huge album like that. Like I wouldn't compare it to an album though. But then I would have suggested that he makes his releases about 2 or 3 before he rounds it up to become an EP. So let's say in the first month he drops like a single, then maybe in 2 months time or in the following month he drops another single, then maybe the 3rd month he can add the 3 tracks just to get some,
then they come together,
exactly, just to get some feedbacks from I believe that all the feedbacks that they got yesterday, they would have been able to get it if they had dropped single, like 2 singles or even a single. They would have been able to get some and also be able to also do some form of corrections around the other 3 tracks to hold the 2 that have been released. And also let me commend Frankie. I think
Frankie 5.
Yes, Frankie 5. He did very well, at least given this platform for especially the gospel fraternity to also do something like this. Like you rightly mentioned, you were one of the champions when it comes to this, promoting and reviewing people's body of work. Hardly do we get. It is always about holding a ceremony where people would gather and they listen. Whether their reviews are going to matter or not, they will tend to forget. People come and they just chop, drink, booze, and go. And it is like that.
But he said yesterday you guys also drank.
That's what I'm saying. He shouldn't bring that in, cry. Because
why shouldn't he bring it?
No, because
did you not eat?
No, I did not go there.
No, I mean, yeah, the people there did
yes,
not eat.
They did, but I'm saying the platform on which he did was not like the usual way that we usually do the album listening. It is always
they ate and drank.
Right after they had done the needful.
But the people too, when they go to us, no, wait.
See, usually it is through that same process. You go over near the shell.
Oh, Sunday Akwaba.
So
that's a good host. A good host welcomes you with drink or water.
So what I'm saying is that sometimes it distracts the whole purpose. Yeah. Sometimes it distracts the whole purpose.
Sometimes.
So if on this platform, especially on radio, on TV, or people who have the platform to be able to do some of these things, online it will be a little difficult because of copyright stuff, which is why you are not doing it on Showbiz Daily or even on Sammy Flex TV. But once in a while, whenever you have the opportunity, you review people's songs or people's projects, and it is nice. So I will commend Frankie 5 and also encourage other people who have the platforms to be able to do some of these things. When they are calling for support, and some of these things are the kind of support they are calling for. And also people who also would want to do what Elijah the Worshipper and his team has done, they should also put it at the back of their mind that it did not come just on a silver platter. It did not come
platter.
This is not platter.
It can be platter.
It did not come on a silver platter. It is not just because J Smart knows Kwedwo King, he just picked the phone and said Kwedwo King come, and Kwedwo King just walked from his home, or the people that were involved just woke up to just go support. Okay. It came out of some form of commitment to the game. But if you are calling for support, then know that you can also support that person to support you.
Okay, like they say, he who calls for equity must come with clean hands. So you wanted to say something. What were you going to say?
Oh, I think he said it all, and so I they owe you.
You see this word? You see the way he wants everybody to talk for him. One day. I'll be drawn. I say no. No.
You use all the words.
So you see the way it is. But of course, for God and country's sake, you surely do it. Of course, so these are my guys. You have also heard from Kwedwo, who is an up-and-coming artist. He doesn't want to say he's an up-and-coming artist, but until he breaks, he is still an up-and-coming artist. J-Smart is also here, talent manager, and we are good to go. Let me also say thanks to the boys behind the scenes. Digital Rasta is called Currency, who is doing camera. Richie Flex is the editor, director of the show. Emmanuel Forwell is the producer, as well as Gideon Neelam Tessin, who is also our creative director here on Showbiz Daily. And I'm going to do this with my people. First, I think we've done this on TV before, but I want us to also pay attention to the people who are doing it this time round. Those who are in the hinterlands, or better still, those who are in the towns and villages doing shows. I think we need to throw some special light on them. These guys are doing well. When we went to BA, Berekum to be specific, and we came back, we told you on several occasions how the people there promoted the event, and even the event goers or the patrons, or better still, the citizens in the area, how they welcomed the artist. Not knowing it is the culture among such people. Stonebwoy was also there just last Saturday, and what we have seen is just so beautiful. Now, what are we also doing here in the city to project these people? That is number one. Number two, are artists kind of seeing some business negotiations which will be good for the promoters there and the artists themselves? Are they doing that as well? And again, as a country, how should we also project the showbiz industry in these towns and villages? Let's go catch a glimpse of what happened in Berekum. When I come back, I'll be asking my people to give me questions for these three, to give me answers for these three questions. Then we'll continue with the convo. Stay tuned. I'll be right back. Alright, so earlier I asked some three questions. That's number one, how are we projecting these areas for showbiz? How are the artists dealing with the promoters then? So the business will be win-win and not only a win for the artists. And again, what are we going to do as a country to make sure those places are also seen as a showbiz hub? Kwedwo, you and Roland, you guys have been there before, so I can start with you. Summary. Let's continue.
Yes, this thing has been there. We have been talking about how we will decentralize some of our events.
One of the things Shatta came from Miami,
exactly, which was trashed.
He was
by industry people. How we can decentralize it, because everything seems to be Accra, and it can't be so. There's markets outside of Accra. I keep saying this. If you are a musician and you have the hit songs, you have the visibility, that your image is out there, you need to cash out not only in Accra but the other parts of Accra. So if you have a good plan, you can be playing from January to whatever, cashing in and out from all these places. So that is what we have seen from the people of Berekum, which is very beautiful. We saw Wendy Shea go there, and we saw Shatta. We went with Shatta, and now Stonebwoy. Everything clearly shows that this is a community or a town that has a deliberate plan to make sure that that vicinity becomes the hub of entertainment. And you can see that from their cooperation whenever an artist of that caliber comes to their space. It tells you they are aware of the benefits that it brings to their community. Aside the economic values, people cashing at the events, people selling, and all of that, they are also looking at the image that it sends to the world or then other parts of Ghana of their village or their town. And I have to commend the people of Berekum for this. First, the organizers.
Yeah. Because
it's not easy to come to book some of these A-listed.
So it brings another question. Asking, are the artists looking at a win-win with them, or they are thinking about a win for themselves only?
Well, on the part of the artists, always they have their standard, things that they also look out for.
Okay.
Because they look at, when you are booking them outside their comfort zone, they also look at certain things, the risk factors and all of that. So probably they may want to charge you in a way that you may think it is too exorbitant. But you as the organizer as well also need to analyze yourself. Okay, the people that I'm bringing these artists to entertain, do they also have the power to even pay for whatever that I'm going to offer for them? And I think the people of Berekum has shown it. As in, when you bring any artist, they also know value for money. So whatever you are paying as your price or your ticket, they are also ready. When the people are rich. Yes, when you see even the kind of women and how good they are looking. If the men over there,
so that is wealth.
You say?
The fact that the women are looking good.
Of course,
well.
It means their men are taking good care of them. And you can't take good care of your woman if you don't have money to spend. And so and so I want to break them up. Yes, so the event organizers, yes, we have to commend them.
Okay.
It's not easy to bring Shatta in the space of 2 weeks. You bring in Stonebwoy.
In fact, today I received a call that they would also want to book Blacko.
Exactly.
Yeah, unfortunately, Blacko's team reached out to me and said Blacko might be out of town in April. Unless he comes back, yeah.
And I want to believe Esa Kodie will go, Kwame Eugene, and it will be unending. So big ups to them, the whole community, the police, the chief, the citizens, even the macho men in the community. The street laws,
yeah,
their involvement in making sure that everything ends successful is even creating a very good image for the community
and conducive environment.
Exactly, and also the media people there, like Obra and Festus and Versatile, the MC, all of them. They are all making sure that they portray a good image out there. And it can only be good because now I think it will be the envy of every musician who is based in Accra to go to Berekum. Because what we witnessed, the crowd that welcomed Stonebwoy was massive. It was crazy. I'm not sure he has seen that even in his comfort zone. And to move far away from your comfort zone
and get
this reception, it's crazy. Every artist will love that. So big up to the people of Berekum. It can only get better. Just keep raising the bar, and we will be happy to visit there every now and then.
Nice one.
They should wait for me. Be kind. When Be Kind drops,
you are coming for a show there. Beautiful. Yes, Ro. What can you also add? Yes, you were also there.
That's I mean. I am very, very proud of the people of Berekum. Like when I saw the videos, I was like, wow, this is what I'm talking about. In fact, the effort in which they put in the work is crazy.
And my happiness is them doing it for any artist who goes to such places.
Exactly. And these are no mere artists. These are the creme de la creme of our music space.
Exactly.
When the share is no mean of an artist, Shatta, Stonebwoy, and all these guys who are passing through Berekum, look at the reception they get, the way the organizers are able to do the groundwork properly for them to feel comfortable. It is one of the things that make some of these people very, very skeptical whenever they get bookings even outside Accra. But if you're able to assure them of proper groundwork, because here it is their comfort zone, they have people plugged.
They are used to
all over, and with a snap of a finger they can get things done. But being in a different area where you seemingly don't know anybody like that, will anybody be willing? Yes, we know there are fanatics and there are fans who would want to go the extra mile to do things for you, but it wouldn't be as huge as being in your comfort zone. And if people are able to show love like this, come on, I am very, very proud of the people of Berekum. One thing that I would want to add, you see the effort. The effort is not only from the event organizers. You can clearly see a very huge collective effort from everybody.
All stakeholders,
Everybody is involved.
All stakeholders,
And Berekum, if not for the past 5 years or 10 years or so, even for the past 2 years, they are doing something right. And this is the time that I will call on them to start setting an agenda.
What kind of agenda do you want them to set?
The agenda would be, as much as you would want to making your place a hub of entertainment, is not only about inviting top people to just come and entertain your people, but make sure they are able to plant something there. And in planting something there, the people of the north have been able to do it. Some, they give them chieftaincy titles in order for them to tie them to the place. Some, they are able to make some meaningful collaborations out of it. So if you are an artist, if you are an entertainer in Berekum, and you hear such people are coming, don't wait for the organizers to make a call on you. Try and plug in. How can I, as an artist, collaborate with such a person coming? What are some of the things that I can do in order to elevate myself even with the people coming? And I believe that if they are able to add this to their effort, at least let's get 2 of our artists to collaborate with every artist that we want to invite. And this should be a collective effort between the artists.
And also making a conscious effort to raise some artists among them
on those platforms. On those platforms.
Now for some time, apart from those who have moved to Accra and they are doing it, you don't know of any name based there.
From there. So if you're able to get, so assuming when the share went, and before when the share even touched base, there has been some form of conversation. Oh, we have this artist that would want to collaborate with you. He is obviously one of also our top artists here in Berekum. We have this X or Y amount of money to facilitate some of these things. This is a huge conversation. This should be something that should be done consciously. So they should add this to the agenda. So far, they are doing great, and even Accra is so proud of them. They are doing things right, and they should add this in. Within 5 years, come on.
Well, just to speak finally on Stonebwoy's show and the fact that we are commending the people in the Bron Ahafo region for making showbiz so exciting in their part of town. Yes, Jay.
Okay, so before I finally go to my opinion, let me touch based on what Roland said about the agenda issue, especially with regards to maybe they pushing some of their artists there and then having maybe some of these A-list artists feature them and all that. Okay, so some of these things are possible, except that if the event organizer is not someone, let's say, coming from Accra. So it can be that an event organizer have seen maybe the possibility of having an event in Berekum and then cashing in because he's realized it is possible. And then he's gone there with his tools, everything. Maybe he's not from Berekum and then doing this thing. And such an event organizer, you can't tell him that, okay, so we want you to push this agenda, except if the event organizer will also gain or achieve something in return.
Okay. Why do you think it will be hard for us?
You see, for event promoters and organizers, whether they are from Berekum or not, it is a business venture. So one is that if I am doing this month, and Sammy Flex comes to tell me that, oh, I don't know how much you are paying Jay to bring him here, though, but I have a certain 10,000, 15,000 sitting down, or 20,000 or 50,000 sitting down, and I would want to have a collaboration with Jay.
The artist you are bringing.
The artist you are bringing. It is just about making enquiries if they are available for that. If they are, you see, to the event organizer, it is a plus to him when he is negotiating with you. It even gives him power to even assure the artist that aside me bringing you, there are some cool or extra cash that you can also make out of certain collaborations on ground.
Yeah, perfect.
So which is fair. But then going straight to the issue on board, I think as an event organizer, one of the difficult aspects in such people's career is organizing an event away from Accra. Yeah, it's very difficult for the fact that sometimes you go to some of these remote places and even the logistics are not there. So it means
most of them, they even transport their logistics from.
Yes, so it is an extra cost. So it's a very difficult venture if you are an event organizer and then you want to organize events away from Accra. And so I feel the very organizers pushing this agenda are doing so well, which needs to be commended. However, our artists, do they even factor some of these things before they move to such places? Recently, I heard Sarkodie also saying that apart from Shatta, Sarkodie is also pushing the agenda that we should make sure we carry some of the events.
Yeah, I think when he was asked about the December in James event,
which is a great, and so it means consciously themselves they need to come together with some of these event organizers, because like I said, you are paying a huge amount of money to transport logistics to these places, and then you get artists and then they will keep giving you headache in addition. Let's assume we are in December where there are most shows here in Accra, some paying huge sum of money, and then our artists don't see the need to support some of these event organizers willingly. That agenda can never hold, because if you are hosting an event here in Accra, definitely it wouldn't be the same as at hosting it away from Accra. So it means you would have to need maybe double the amount you are using here, and so it will take the artists themselves to also put themselves together with these organizers and then agree that okay, so this is what we want to do. Since it is an agenda, we need to collectively come together to push it. And so I feel these conversations they are having is a valid one. However, everyone has a role to play, and I think Berekum, for instance, is doing something that every other regions needs to also learn from. I have not been there yet, but I think you were there with Shatta, Wale, and then Wendy. So it means, from what you are all saying, it means they are different organizers doing this together.
Yeah.
So someone will be asking, why Berekum? You understand? So it means there's something, maybe someone has
Something
done
special.
someone has done his visibility study and then realized that okay. And so what it means is that other regions should also sit down and then check. They should make sure they also research on what Berekum is doing right, and then make sure they also start pushing that agenda. Because for all you know, with all these Berekum is doing and then pitching all the top stars to Berekum, what it's indirectly telling us is that even if government should come on board and then we want to push the agenda December in other regions, one of the regions that will be
accepted to be part of it.
Considered first could be Berekum, because they have seen it. And
Are you saying region or town?
Town.
They're Brunga right?
Yeah, I think we need to push it brown, because so far most of the shows, as much as we've seen the Berekum ones, the rest that happened in the rest of the towns were also good.
And all the neighboring towns as well. So I think Brunga
right. Yeah. So what I mean is, it will be very easier for them to have this conversation around December in GH in other towns, for them to get the lobby or the nod for it, because there are video excerpts and there are proof that okay, these people, when you go there with your event, it wouldn't fail. We've seen the reception and all that. And so what it means is that other towns, other regions should also quickly start learning something from this, so that when that day comes and then we want to extend, everybody will have a fair share.
Very well said, J. Smart and Coach Okin, as well as Roland Amate. So once again, to the people in the Brunga Half region, big ups to you. You guys are making it look so beautiful, and we are just here to support you guys. Anytime, anywhere, just call on us, and we will also put in our small cent to make sure it works perfectly. Now, let's talk about Black Sherif, who was also our only rep at this year's Afrima, and I'll be reading a story here to you. That means we would need to celebrate Black Sherif for everything he's doing as a musician and his team, for all the hard work. A story here from Ghana Web says Black Sherif shines at 2022 Afrima, and it reads: the 8th edition of the All Africa Music Awards Afrima took place on January 15th at Dakar Arena, Senegal, with thrilling performances from the continent's best musicians, including Black Sherif. Now, the young Ghanaian rapper moved the crowd and got the audience on their feet. During his entire performance, Black Sherif, adorned in an all-black leather jacket and pants, which was complemented with white sneakers, gave one of his best performances on the big stage. The rapper was the only Ghanaian who mounted the stage. Now, I want you to underline this sentence. The rapper was the only Ghanaian who mounted the stage. Nigerian music duo P-Square also performed on the night. Grammy Award-winning Nigerian singer Burna Boy grabbed Best Act in Africa Award and Best Album of the Year. Wizkid, Davido, Adenkule Gold, and Manamba Kanye were also among the winners of this year's awards. And in other videos, I've also seen my own man, that is my latest love in Nigeria, Ashake. He was also there, and it was so beautiful. So look at Black Sherif. And Charlie, what is it, a stadium or what? It's a stadium.
Yes. Arena. So it is just like the Berekum boxing arena.
Oh, I see. Yeah. In fact, when I saw it, I never believed it was like Africa.
You should go to Senegal. Dakar is a very beautiful place. Dakar is a very beautiful place.
Hey! When I saw it, I was impressed. In fact, I saw the performance before going to read the caption. So I thought, oh, Black Sherif was going to perform in America or some UK or something. I read the caption and said it was Afrima. I said, wow! Afrima? That's in Africa? This is beautiful. So, Ro, what does it mean to Black Sherif's career?
Oh, it's beautiful. It's beautiful. In fact, man is still soaring higher and higher, and it looks good so far. This is what we all wish for our artists. It is not just about going. And I am very happy this is happening in Africa, like you said, because you see, there's that perception about Africa. I've been to Senegal once, and I can see that these people are, when it comes to entertainment and chilling, that place is a very beautiful place. And for them to have been able to put up something like this, it's not so surprising to me. But I am happy for Black Sherif and Africa's entertainment, because for once we are also painting the picture of also producing something beautiful.
Okay.
That is what.
So that was the arrival of Ashake. But when you are done, I would like us to look at the attendance. Looks like we saw so many empty seats. So when you are done.
So it is beautiful. In fact, it is not only about touring Europe, touring Asia, America, and all that, but it is also about touring Africa as well. And so far, Black Sherif, aside touching base in Europe and America and all that, has also touched base in Africa. And this will help expand his African fan base reach. Because sometimes we see them moving here and there. Hardly would you see most of our top African artists even performing so much in Africa. But if Young Man has been able to do this, especially at this time when he just came back from the European or the Western land and is doing this in Africa, it feels good. At least this is our own.
Okay.
And I am happy that if we don't get anything in crown, we get one representation on the stage.
So one representation, and it happens to be a member of the new school. Is that an assurance of the future of Ghana music?
Oh yes, because they say the kids are the future leaders, and sometimes if the kids don't show something promising, it gives some form of scare. But we would always wish for more. We would wish that it shouldn't only be Black Sherif. And right after Black Sherif, we should have seen a certain Kwame Eugene, Kidi and all that. But I am also sure it will also be part, like their schedules will also come to play when some of these conversations come up. Because I've seen a tour lineup of Kidi's tour this year. Yeah, this year, and it is very, very huge. So I'm sure some of these conversations will come up when we would want to wish them on some of these platforms. But all the same, I am very happy. And like you said, it is a young guy who shows that if he should continue like this, if he should be able to expand his reach, especially on the African continent, if he not get support for anywhere else, at least on Africa or his homeland, he is far gone, and you have a very strong base to rely on. So I'm very happy. It is good for our future.
How about the empty seats we saw? What does it mean that Afrima is losing its salt or something?
Well, when it comes to, we all know the kind of feeling when it comes to the award schemes conversation come up, like in our recent times. It is not the enthusiasm and the love for awards is not so much like it used to. And I would want to believe it is one of the things that have affected Afrima. And the fact that it is also not stationed at one particular place. It is moving, and which is also good, but at least if you are able to be consistent at a particular place, it will also boost up attendance. And I don't know how many years they've organized this in Senegal. If this is the first time, then I am not really surprised.
Okay.
Yes, because Afrima has been.
Well, Afrima has been moving.
Yes, has been moving. Has even been in Ghana and all that. So I am not so surprised, but I would have wished that they should have chosen another venue to be able to complement the attendance that came. Because yes, you would want to do something grand and beautiful and show some Gangantuan.
Kwedwo, please do the research of where Afrima was held in Senegal. Let's know the capacity and all those details. 15,000. So where is that? Is it a stadium or a park or something?
It's a basketball arena.
Basketball arena.
For the Senegalese national basketball team.
For 15,000.
Yeah, 15,000.
And they couldn't do it.
So it all boils down to the organization and its promotional plan. So that's what I'm saying. If they are choosing a different venue to be able to hold the kind of, because if during your promotion sometimes you tend to anticipate the kind of people, the reception that you would get, and so if they are choosing a place as, let's say, the conference center, and a place just to
place that they could have filled easily.
Exactly. I think it would have also complemented the whole beautiful thing they were just trying to project. Because mounting something beautiful without people patronizing it also makes it handicap in a way. So it is also not so good. But then, all the same, congratulations to them. The red carpet and everything was very beautiful. I've seen videos of it, and it looked good.
Okay, Jay, continue from there. Black Sherif, our only rep at Afrima, and what does it mean to the future?
I feel the conversation would have been more absolute and complete if he had won some awards in addition to it. But it was just the performance, which is not bad. It means he has a brighter future next time, should he be nominated or be there.
Okay.
Then again,
but getting a slot to perform during an awards show is a big deal, because you know award shows don't select just any performer.
Of course.
If an award show selects you to perform, it means like you have arrived.
Sure.
Because the time slot for performance is just some few minutes. So they share it to like people who deserve it.
So
can hold it.
Yes.
Black Sherif over the years, when you look at his numbers and the kind of hits he's been able to churn out, I want to believe that Afrima didn't do him a favor, but he's proving his worth to be there. That is why he's there. And so I don't think this conversation should be like Afrima has given him a platform. No, I feel Black Sherif has been on platforms with huge numbers and even bigger reputation even more than the Afrima. So to me, I don't feel like Afrima did him a favor. No, he's earned it over the years, especially if we take last year in focus. He's really earned it. Especially Ghana here, if we should pick our top artists over the year, we won't bypass Blacko to mention anyone else. And so I feel it's okay, he's there. And verily with the video, except we've seen he's proving his worth being there. So we pray that going forward we are able to get more of Black Sherif's kind representing Ghana in some of these spaces. I believe with so doing, we know that at least we are getting somewhere.
Okay, Kwedwo, what do you also see? Black Sherif, only rep at Afrima as the 8th edition.
Yeah, it's a good news to the young man and Ghana as well. At least we have a rep there, and so we will be in the picture somewhere. I love his costume on stage. I think this one, the stylist did a great job. You know, Black Sherif, weird.
But I know some people who would also argue about the costume, especially when it is leather. You know, some people think that in Africa, anything leather is off the fashion chain.
Don't mind them. It's not only Africa watching us.
No, what I mean is they say in Africa because of our heat.
But now
it is a Louis Vuitton outfit too.
You are not talking about
I understand. One thing they shoe.
The place is nice too.
Too nice.
Hey.
You see, okay. One thing they need to understand is now we are not doing music only for Africans. And it is not about what you wear alone that can project you as an African. So we have to get that. Our language, everything is pushing us out there. So if a foreigner is watching you, your dressing can also attract that person to you to relate. So they should open their mind. And I think they were performing KTT. From the look of the dancers with their bags, I want to believe it was KTT. They could the traveler that they were performing, and all of them are dressed nicely.
Yeah,
at times, dancers. At times you see the artists only draped up, and the dancers in some shabby dress and stuff. But this one, you could see they are all prepared for the show, and that is very positive. The attendance is very poor. I don't know, maybe he performed late into the night, so many people had left or whatever. I don't know if that was.
It wasn't.
I don't know if that was the issue.
Where Ashake was even entering, we saw the MTC.
The MTC, and I think there was a postponement in the date. It was supposed to happen in November.
Okay.
And they pushed it to January. So maybe probably that also affected people, as in those who planned, because you know December was time that people have holidays to spare, and so pushing it that was November, pushing it into December, some 2 months is not bad. It may affect the attendance, but overall the ticket price as well. But overall, as a performer,
the look there.
It wasn't a
The
good
look
representation.
there. The look. Even the VIP positioning was even.
It wasn't a good representation because
this Afrima. Or
this is
what
Afrima.
is Afrima losing its salt or something?
It could be. It could be. You know, people now have their perception about
Afrima is not like Ghana's BET. So I'm sorry, Africa's BET.
You know, award schemes. People are losing interest in award schemes for several reasons. Because people think people are buying their way through it. The integrity of the organizers are questionable. So it could be. It could be. And based on what you did the last one, it also encouraged people to come. And also, I want to believe the movement is also a factor, because if maybe it has a base, they will be able to garner some a certain numbers who knows that, okay, every year we have a base who are located in that area. So people will add up to it. But moving it's not always going to be the same. Because you move it to other nations. And I don't want to believe they also want to involve the whole of Africa into that. But it is a factor. Because next season, maybe you are moving it to Benin. And you have to do your research, publicity. Can you get the people there to fill the places, or other people even traveling in there? Timing and all of that, as in how we even host the AFCON and all that. So I want to believe all these factors come to play. That is why we are seeing the low tenor. But that is way below the belts, because we are talking about Afrima. And some of these events, it is the numbers that makes it beautiful. The ambience, when people are shouting, screaming, and you know that, yes, you have put up a good show. But overall, yes, big up to Blacko. He keeps soaring, and we are praying for more greatness in 2023 for him.
Beautiful. So once again, we are also wishing him well and the team. And again, these are some of the benefits one enjoys when you have a backing. Ever since Black Sherif joined the Empire team, looks like he is winning.
Yeah.
I don't know about the rest though, but looks like Black Sherif's win among the rest looks more enticing. And I don't know what exactly is in his deal, because attention is on him. We saw Kwame Eugene. We know he also signed. Family has left. Kiddy is also there. But Black Sherif, like where he is getting to, even ahead of the year. I don't know if you guys have seen some places that he's performing. Some shows that he's performing. Crazy shows, like top shows with world-class musicians. He's going to share stage with all these people in America, in other places.
I've seen his this thing on Coachella also. I don't
No,
know.
yeah.
Afro Nation.
No, he's really performing on some big platforms.
Yeah,
And
I think with
I don't
that
know whether
one,
we should give credits to
It
him
will-
as the artist working hard, or the people behind him who are holding him down.
It will depend on first the kind of contractual agreement he had with the label, because yes, we all walk into somebody. Many musicians walk into Sammy for the studio, but what they are coming to do. So when they come to you, it's about what you want them to do for you. I want to believe the people, other musicians you mentioned, maybe they just went for distribution deals, and that is all. And if we are distributing your product, it's like we are a shop and we are giving shelf life to your product. Now, if people come and they don't buy it, that is not much of our problem. Because when they send the songs out, the people should also show interest. And the kind of songs that Blacko is churning out is playing a critical role in there. The reception out there is huge. And I want to believe he had extra entitlements with them, as in maybe some managerial deals.
Yes.
So that one, we have a job to play. It's not like maybe J Smart comes and it's just only distribution. If we are assigned a managerial deal, then it is an extra value that we are giving to you. Because many musicians want to be independent. They want to run things by themselves. So distribute, take your cut, and that is all. But I want you to do extra for me. Plug me, put me on platforms, because I want the visibility. Maybe I spent 10 years of my life, get all this recognition worldwide, then I come back, as an independent artist. That is why we are seeing Blacko jumping on all these major platforms. And the songs are right for the audience. Again, language is also key here. When we talk about it, people will say music has no language.
Okay. Yes, let's move on.
On the other side, I also would want to add this. You see, as much as you may have a very good product, you should also know that all these things also come at a cost. And sometimes, if you're in your negotiation or your negotiation table, you would want to hold majority of the things that you should have forfeited. It also plays a huge role. So you knowing giving somebody a managerial role or even extra responsibility in your dealings also come at a cost. Okay. And it is about what you would want to see or the kind of results you want at a particular time. We know people already have label backings, which will give them a little voice when they go on negotiation table. Okay. And we know the kind of voice Blacko had when he went on the Empire negotiation table. So all these things could be a factor. So definitely there are some things that Kwame Eugene would want to, maybe Kwame Eugene with his backing would want to hold or during their negotiation that probably Blacko and the likes would want to just let go. Let me get what I want because they also have their focus elsewhere. Know that it is not always, this is business and it is not, they say business is not for the poor. Know that at every point in time somebody will be chopped. If you are being chopped, then know how to recoup that chopping elsewhere. So should you get some, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if tomorrow we wake up and they say, oh, all these platforms that he's performing were just for free. But then, if he's able to capitalize on that particular fame in order to also get money from other ventures,
it becomes
a win for both of them. So let's also look at that, and not because Empire is the one backing Blacko, as if they are doing it for free, or because Blacko is too good, but because they also have something huge to benefit from.
Okay, Showbiz Daily here on Sammy Flex TV, rocking it up with Roland Amate, J Smart, and Kojo King. And I know you are the other side, you are also part of the discussion. Drop your comments and let's also read your views here on the show. Now, let's move on to the next business. The next business is about a musician in Ghana called Bosheba. Bosheba is actually someone who is physically challenged, and over the years he has given us hits. He gave us a hit song with Rough and Smooth some years ago called Vanilla, and he has been around. A very hard guy. But in an interview with him on The Real Talk, which was held last week, he said that he thinks he's not getting the necessary attention in the music industry because of his disability. And I'm getting surprised, like, okay, could it be a fact? How many people would book Bosheba for a show? How many people would want to deal with him? How is it like dealing with him, knowing his challenges? How is it like dealing with him? The last time I saw him perform was at Wendy Shea's concert, and I felt something that, okay, I saw the way all the artists came on the stage, gang. And of course, Bosheba comes on the stage and he wouldn't be able to do gang. As a promoter, can this discourage you? And I'm sure these are some of the things Bosheba is trying to talk about. Let's go listen to what he said. Now, when I come back, we are all going to be blunt here. Is Bosheba speaking the truth? Or maybe that is how it will be. Let's go watch it. We'll be back to continue with the combo. So far, like in your music career, nomination when you're recognizable. And so far, like in your music career, nomination when you're recognizable. And then what kind of say?
Yeah. Music for development.
Yeah, music for development for Vodafone Ghana Music Awards. I have sometimes reflect here how say when you're more nominations with Vanilla, knowing how strong the song was.
Yeah, it's true. Because omo esetia omo yesanimano. Later, I was be asking, I can't, but shall be this, so come on. That's it. Almost and I may see you nominating a ways, and so, boss man, it's all right.
Board for Nibi.
Board for Nibi.
I said, Nanka, almost say,
yeah,
almost catch a man for someone nominating. Baumanti.
Oh, Monty. Let me show me, I'm cool.
Why do you think someone will not listen to a plea or a call for them to help you to get nomination? I don't know, Binti.
Boss, me who is Udi Dema, like so support obenya na edi
Sazo.
Who is that? Because Makun.
Oh, yeah, sure.
Oh, no credit.
The cassette no me cassette no mumuna. Obi ehun crowd person oboa because of say your feeling say okay, you are limited in a way into one person.
Bossman, open or yes sir. Me nada. Na me shop me kasa watch open or yes sir. Industry mum, you will menye nintia. I'm telling you. Nintia. Nti ba me so I don't know. Nothing.
And then no mu yentia or feel say nunti na mo yesa.
Because obeya we do level B. No almost yeah, they will give you feedback. But later no matter no. Obeya they say we know aquarium. There 2 songs are equally good. Yeah. Now they are telling you that you're gonna win. Why is it? So they will put you on. Then later, no one put you on. What would you think? And then you 1 and you 2. What would you think? And you are good too. And the song now would ban on. I would challenge you. You are better. Everybody is loving it. The boss been able to. All the sectors will be a dumb now. Even I don't know, man. But me inside you man and push me down. I still fight. I know I'm gonna win.
One movie on top of it.
That's it. I know I'm gonna win. Yeah.
All right, so a playback of the real talk show here on Sammy Flex TV, Bosheba versus Sammy Flex, and we squashed it down on the day. And I want to ask J Smart to start with. Jay, is he saying something truthful, or maybe we are also not doing something right?
Okay, he might be saying something truthful, but I still feel there's something wrong, which is still from his part. A role he needs to play himself.
What is wrong from his part? Say it well.
Okay, so
Oh no, just say it well. No, say it well. No question.
Honestly, I'll swear you. Okay. So Bosheba have been to my place before.
Okay.
He's been to our morning show a couple of times.
Oh, okay.
And what he told you is something he usually says. Yeah. So it means
it's a bother.
Yeah. It's really a bother to him. But you know, entirely even I want to be very careful with the kind of words I use.
No, that's why I said I want us to be brutally honest on this.
So even if you are whole, you are a whole human being. Without you are not challenged.
Any challenge, yeah.
It's very difficult to even enter certain spaces in our part here in Ghana, in our music space. And so I understand him, he being a physically challenged person, the kind of problems it comes with. However, okay, so let me say this.
At the shock for a pundit who is thinking about emotional position or what he has to say.
Let me say this.
Say it.
You see, Bosheba, I think he's rather not paying attention to certain things, facts that he can pay attention to and then cash out more. You know, when it comes to getting gigs and all that, it's not just about these gigs, outdoor gigs where you'll be jumping and all that. No, that's not just it. We have these corporate gigs and all that around. What he needs is a better management that can position him very well, management that can lobby for him to just be. Bosheba have a lot of good songs. I've listened to most of them. I have a lot of respect to him. For him, why? Because he happens to be one of the few artists that has been able to feature like a group, two different group on a song, which it's very rare in our space here. And so and that song was really a hit. Even till now, when you play that song, Vanilla is a monster hit.
When you say 2 different groups, what do you mean?
Yeah, brothers, and then we had Smooth.
Okay.
On there. You understand? So you see, sometimes I always say this, that the musicians that get one hit and they fade out, sometimes it's the people around them. They don't really have the strategies and how to go about with stuff. And I feel, you see, even when you look at our sports space, we have a sport for the amputees and all those people. It means if you are physically challenged, there are a lot of stuff people who are not like you can do that you cannot do. You understand? And so in this regard, it means you need to pay attention to your sense, right? How you be able to make money with your intellectuals. So in this case, he can also focus mainly, or maybe shows that will target people that are physically challenged, and from that space he can also cash out from there. And so I feel coming out to blame the fact that he's challenged, I don't think that should be the way forward. It's not his fault that he is like that. However, in this our space, we don't have room for such people. No matter how good you are, Ogidi Brown is a typical instance. Now he's almost a comedian. I can't say that for a fact, do right.
He's an actor, not a comedian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
He does more of comedy.
He's an actor.
Okay, so Ogidi Brown, who is now an actor. And so what I'm saying is that it's about time our industry, we are able to maybe position them in certain angle where maybe we will give them their own audience, where they wouldn't even come and struggle with the Shatta Wale's audience and all that. And then again, if you should have a better management, he will be able to get some of these corporate gigs to play, where he wouldn't be jumping and all that, which he wouldn't be able to do.
I see. Kwedwo, continue from there, whether you are also with Bosheba and the fact that the industry is not paying attention to him because of his challenge.
Yeah, he has a point. He has a point in there, and what he's saying is not even about he jumping on stage and with all the physicalities. You know, we have a mindset about how we see people with disability, and that is what he's addressing. When people see them like that, they feel like they can't do it. They need help. You know, they can't do it, so they try to belittle them in a way, and that is more psychological. He's an artist. He's okay. He can perform, but when people want to consider them, they start thinking about can he do it? And that is what he's trying to address. We know him as a musician. He has his songs, so book him. He will come and deliver. Definitely not as a Shatta Wale would do, but he also give you a befitting performance. But
if you are an organizer, would that not discourage you a little bit, knowing that maybe the energy you need for your stage, Bosheba will not be able to give you that energy? Because whilst there the other day at the I saw it. I felt something like that, and I'm asking that even should he get the biggest of songs, will that still be a hindrance?
No, not necessarily, because we have world musicians who some disabled musicians. But I still wonder.
There is a point he did not even Richie did not cut. He said that when Pozo, Frank Pozo, he said he met him when he was about starting. He said he met him, and he also told him the same thing, that this is what you'll be coming to contend with.
Exactly.
So prepare your mind, prepare your emotions.
That is negative in our space, because we see in other jurisdictions, we see people, Steve Wonder performs, and other people with disability have platforms to perform. But even here, overall, even when you check the Disability Act, the things that they have to provide for people with disability in terms of employment opportunities, they are not being provided. In terms of edifices that will support people with disability, we don't have. So it is a general problem that is from the top straight to the down. So it is kind of emotional and some misunderstanding that we have, and a certain bad perception we have about people with disability. For instance, if Bosheba has Kwaku the Traveler, the song is banging everywhere, do you need to come and be jumping on stage before people will cheer up? No, he can be in a wheelchair and people will still be singing the songs. But the point is,
Bosheba doesn't sit in a wheelchair.
I'm coming. I'm just even citing an example to the extreme that you can sit down and people will enjoy your performance. Performances is not only about jumping on stage. We have musicians who are even not physically challenged, but will come and stand behind a microphone and give you a solid 30 minutes performance, and the audience will enjoy it. And that is the variety. And so it is not about his disability. It is about the perception and the mindset we have about these people in our society, which is very bad. And when you check about the challenges that the implementation of the Disability Act is having, they cite it is costive and also education. How well the people will understand that, okay, we all live in the same community. We can't say that, okay, you people are disabled, so we need to create a different environment for you. Disability is not they have inability. You know, they also have the skill. And in this space, it is even perfect for him because it is the brain that is working. When he had the hit song, yes, it was everywhere. People didn't say it is love the song because of his disability. It is the message in there and the vibe that he presented to the people. But there's one thing that can also solve this problem. If he was churning out great songs as well, I think coupled with some good management, he would have gotten some platforms. Let's check after Vanilla. Has he given us any a song that is closer to that of Vanilla?
He's done some good songs though.
Exactly, some good songs. But if you keep out,
they have not been big like
Vanilla. So on his side, if he were having some bangers out there and still people are not looking his way, then there would have been a bigger problem. For his issue, it is there. We can't run away from it. That is a fact. Even when we see people with disability, when they are selling, people don't even want to buy. It is that psychological, yeah. They are not trying to beg. They are selling, even in traffic. When you see them, you may not want to buy from them for some funny reasons, which is a problem that we need to address. But with the music, I want to believe if he was churning out the good songs like the people loved Vanilla, I think he would have gotten some platforms, because then your leverage will be about the song that the people love. And if this is the song everybody wants to listen to in Ghana, it doesn't care who played it. They just need to see that person there, and they'll pull you through. So on his side, yes, he should also
put in the works.
And let's see if that still exists, because we can also get people who can also lobby. But at the end of the day, it is business. It's not about maybe giving you a preferential treatment because of your state, but also it is business that we are looking for. Then we can make a case for the able musicians who are also not getting chances to perform because maybe they don't have the hot songs that people need and all the other factors. But his problem, it is a national problem that needs to be addressed. And I think one thing we can help is education, because when you check out there, we have people with even autism who are given platforms to perform. The system supports people with disabilities, but here it doesn't. Even if you are working in the banks and stuff, how do they even work if you have to climb stairs and other stuff? All these things are in the act, that if you employ a person with disability, you need to provide that conducive environment. But because of the cost, then I will employ you. I won't hire you, because if I want to hire you,
then I have to provide all those.
Exactly. Then I'll go for somebody who is okay and fit, which is not bad. So from the government, we have to make a conscious effort to make sure that we preserve these people. But when it comes into our space, it is purely psychological.
I see. Roland, speak finally on this, so we look at the very last story for the day.
As I mean, it is true for the psychological aspect of it. It is a general problem There is this motivational speaker and a Christian evangelist, Nicholas. Is it Vucic? He is the man without arms and legs.
Oh yeah, that guy. Yeah.
You understand, when you even listen to his story, even with him coming from a background where they tend to have most of these things, helping people like that with disabilities in order to also live a normal life, as it were, you can realize that he also had certain form of challenges. Being disabled, let's understand that it comes with a huge challenge. Being physically challenged comes with a huge challenge, and mostly it is psychological. When you check all these people with who are physically challenged, who are broken through, it is because they were able to break that chain from their mind. That's it. Being disabled, that's why they say being disabled doesn't mean that you are not able also. So it is about breaking that psychological chain from your mind. If people outside are able to see that effort from you, that is when they will be able to respond back. That is when you also would be able to affect them with that breaking through mentality. And it is the only way. I am sure when people were singing to Vanilla from Bosheba, they did not they did not consider about him being physically challenged. That wasn't the conversation.
They were enjoying the
product. And he also attest to the fact that he was making appearances during that time.
Yeah, he said that.
Yes, he was making appearances during that time. So what has changed? It is because that effort from him has dwindled. It has gone down. This is a two-way street. Yes, we can blame society for having certain mentality towards the disability, but then the moment you come to terms with the fact that I can't walk, therefore I need a stick, I can't walk, I need a wheelchair, is when somebody else can also provide it for you because you are asking for it. You understand? So if Bosheba is also blaming society, definitely he also has a part to play, because see, as it stands, Bosheba is not focused. Me, I can say, in terms of focusing on his music career.
What do you mean?
His attention is divided.
Someone who says he's been recording songs.
Oh yes, the fact that you are recording doesn't mean that you are prepared for the game.
But he needs to look for other sources to survive as well.
Exactly my point. So if I should compare him to somebody who was also physically challenged like Stonebwoy.
Stonebwoy. Would you say Stonebwoy is physically challenged?
He was. No, this is somebody that had a gory accident which would have completely deterred him from doing music.
But no one will describe Stonebwoy as physically challenged.
Not now, but then. As Stonebwoy once in a while was working with a stake.
He got hurt.
That's what do you mean by he got hurt?
No. Charlie, when you say physically, this is Bosheba's position. Stonebwoy got hurt from an accident. Yes, and he suffered an injury. He suffered, Stonebwoy suffered a knee injury. Period. That's it.
And it took him out of school.
Yeah, you've suffered. But people stop playing football and tie their life when they have knee injury.
Do you know, even when you are visually impaired, you are physically challenged?
Yes.
Exactly my point.
No. Stonebwoy is a knee injury. And
Stonebwoy's knee injury, once even in his music career after breaking through, had to take him back.
Yes.
Have to take him back to the Western land
to go and repair the injury.
Yes. Exactly my point.
Maybe Bosheba's own has gotten beyond repair.
And even that time, Stonebwoy could have gone off. We know people who have been in the industry, went back and never came back again. It would have happened to Stonebwoy. What my point is that because of Bosheba's inability to focus on his music career completely, it also plays a contributing factor, because at the end of the day there are certain appearances that you are supposed to make, and during that time he is more focused on another thing which is equally important to him.
Exactly.
So sometimes if I have a show at this time as an event promoter and I want to book Bosheba, and Bosheba is also busy at his barbering shop, who is to blame? Me? No.
I think
but if you
Roland is right though.
No.
I'm coming. I searched for a physically the meanings and said it includes sight impairment.
Oh yes.
Oh no.
Hearing. I'm coming.
Even if you are colorblind.
Hearing impairment and motor impairment.
It is
And motor
you are still a
impairment
physically
becomes
challenged.
when you have an
That's
accident. And
you know
its ability to use a part of your body.
Yes.
Right.
You think Stonebwoy walking on
Then
stage?
me, I'm physically challenged.
Of course, nobody will hold you.
My knee is a problem.
Nobody will hold you. Nobody will doubt you. You think Stonebwoy?
What are you saying? How can you say I'm physically challenged?
No, you see, you think Stonebwoy walking on stage with people emulating his leg was cool to him? You think it was cool to even psychologically was cool to him? Yes. It is because he has been able to break that chain from his mind. That is why you see it not affecting him. If not, Stonebwoy would have gone dead. That's what I'm saying. Even with him, look at the time he even had the accident. At a very young age, when he was in school, this did not even deter him from breaking that chain in his mind. That's what I'm saying. If you are able to keep a focused mind and you are able to target one thing and say, this is what I'm doing, everybody should come on board. When he had the vanilla breakthrough, that was what he was doing most of the time. Bosheba was not into serious barbering even when he had the vanilla breakthrough because he was busy with music. But now that his focus has been divided, definitely you have a divided response. That's what it is. So he should also understand that yes, generally the mentality for disability or people who are physically challenged is there. But if he should also be able to put in certain level of effort, I am sure he will get the needed reception because I know Bullet did not put him on that stage because he was physically challenged and he needed help. But because he's a good performer and he has songs that people will love, that people will love to listen to, that's why they put him on there. And he made himself available. If Bullet had called him or he did not call Bullet that, oh, I wanted to be on the show, do you think he would have been able to have a chance to perform? No. So he should make himself available and everything will go back to normal again.
Well, the story of people who are physically challenged is often in the mind, like Roland said. But sometimes as society, we also have our own way of making them feel unwanted. And I'm sure that is what Bosheba is saying.
Of course.
If you are a promoter and you hire Bosheba for a concert, you should know that you are going to hire another person in addition. Though you might not pay the person, but you are going to hire another person because the person is almost going to support Bosheba in everything he does. As a promoter, let's be very honest.
Of course.
We didn't want to go through that stress.
That's why I said.
So that's what the guy is talking about.
Companies, it's everywhere.
For
Companies
that one,
and stuff.
nobody is challenging that one. For that one, it is there. But sometimes it takes, so that's what I'm saying. Let's understand from the onset that being physically challenged means you will have to do extra for people to see you in that light. And any effort that you give that is below what people want to see, it means that they wouldn't even be motivated to put you on or to call on you. But if today you don't call Bosheba says I'm here. If tomorrow Bosheba says I'm there, Bosheba is here and there at everywhere. I'm sure today, if J Smart is about to do a show today, because he's made himself available on countless occasions, even on his platform, he wouldn't think twice in calling Bosheba. That's what I'm saying. So if he should not get a divided attention and still wants to focus that, okay, regardless of whatever happens, I am doing this and I am doing it right, and therefore I am going to make myself available and do extra than what I am doing, it will bring that conversation back to him again.
Well, we wish him well in all his endeavors, and we pray that the industry would also have a nice way of making him feel a part of us, because he is also a part of us, and that is what I want us to do. Kwedwo, before I introduce my last topic for the day, you were talking about an industry gathering that you would want our viewers to support. I'm giving you just some 3 minutes. Put it through. Let me introduce my last topic. It's also of interest to the industry.
Exactly. So, beautiful people of Sammy Flex TV, we want to organize a New Year sitting, and the motivation is that yes, the Lord has been good to us throughout 2022, moving up and down to the studio. It has not been easy. If you think it is easy, no, traffic and vehicular movement and all of that.
Night driving.
Exactly, night driving, moving to church and all of that. The Lord has been good. So,
amen.
As a team, we want to sit down, we want to buy some goods and some drinks, prepare food, sit down and enjoy ourselves
With live band.
with live band music
And
many more. And think through 2022, things we're able to achieve as a people, our weaknesses, our flaws, review the shows and focus into 2023, which is very beautiful. And also extend hands to some of our colleague radio and TV presenters.
That is my interest. The fact that Kwedwo would not want us to do this as Sammy Flex team.
Exactly.
Yesterday, whilst we were here, we were in the office, we came to work a little bit. So whilst we were here, Kwedwo suggested that, okay, because not many people do this, why not we extend it to other pundits or resource people on other shows and producers? That is why I'm sure Kwedwo is now calling for external help. In fact, we're going to do it on our own, as a matter of fact. Already you guys have contributed and we're going to do it on our own. But when Kwedwo said we have to call other resource people, pundits, producers, show hosts to come join us, I said, then you'll be here cash.
Exactly.
So external help.
External help. Because now it's huge.
Yeah,
we have done our
and nobody has done this in Ghana before.
No. Nobody.
I just hope they come when we call them.
Oh, they will come.
They'll come.
They'll Ghana, but some are petty. They will go like, and then Sammy Flex when they're friend.
If they don't come, some will come. The reasonable ones. I know some will come. The reasonable ones will come because
if they don't come, Roland will do justice.
It has not happened, and I think it's beautiful. We in putting the industry together, some of these things, even some see us as competition. You know, there are some pundits and other people who really want to even get closer because they feel like, hey, but this one we are extending our arms to them for us to come together, eat and dine. So we have done some in-house contribution, but now the picture is getting bigger. So you, our cherished viewer, we know you've been doing it for us. So whatever that touches your heart, that you feel, that you feel you want to support the Sammy Flex team, that okay guys, take this for your seating and also have fun. And we know how we do it. We will acknowledge every soul that will bless us with anything that will support our sitting. So we are doing it just this Sunday ahead of us, and so we are coming to your doors. Okay, and we know you will do it. God bless you in advance.
Amen. So in summary, we want to have a sitting of all the entertainment show hosts, resource people, and we want to lead this organization as in Sammy Flex TV and our crew. We are inviting all the entertainment show hosts, producers, resource people, pundits to come to our yard. Let's have a sitting. Let's talk about 2022 and look into the future, 2023 and beyond, and how best we can use our role as entertainment pundits, producers, presenters to help the showbiz industry as a whole. It's going to be a big deal, and we just want your support. Any little thing that you would want to support us with, please, our number on the screen is for that purpose. You just send us and you alert us that, oh, I sent some $100, some €100, some £100 for you guys to do this, and we would really appreciate it. We want to do it big so the industry would know that, yeah, for real, we just don't come here to talk. We think about the industry as a whole. So it is just this Sunday. The Sunday ahead of us. So any little you can give us from now till maybe Friday, why not? It will be highly and hugely appreciated. Thank you for doing it. So now finally, over the weekend, we have seen a banter, in fact, a fierce banter between Shatta, Wale and Kwedwo Sheldon. And how did they start? It started from the McMill factor, where McMill came to Ghana and there were some issues with it. People were angry, people were also okay about it. And Shatta Wale then, at the time, he was among the few artists or celebrities who were part of it, tweeting here and there what he also thinks about the issue. Unfortunately, how it was reviewed by some media people, especially Kwedwo Sheldon, did not go down well with Shatta Wale. And for the past weekend, it has been back and forth. Shatta Wale will give Kwedwo Sheldon will come and give, like back and forth. And we want to have a discussion on some of these things. That as an industry, how do we agree that what that person is saying is not my opinion, but I can also say mine without sounding offensive to the other. And that is where I think oftentimes most of us get it wrong. We don't have to agree on the same thing. Yes, even here, sometimes you guys feel it. Roland will say, no, I don't agree. But I don't get up and insult him. But it looks like that has been the story. And we want to ask, what is the future like? Because I think that the two of us, we feed on each other. There are some celebrities in Ghana. If they keep quiet, so many content creators will go hungry. So many content creators will go hungry. Because you didn't get a content from anywhere. It is when they speak that all of us, we feed into them. So how do we come back to this table to solve the problem so there will be that mutual respect, that symbiotic effort that we will all put together to make sure our industry is growing? How do we solve this? Kwedwo, let me start this with you and we cut through to close the show for today. We are on time today.
This issue, I always say is there was an entertainer before an entertainment journalist.
Yeah.
Yes, there will always be an entertainer before.
So this is not like the chicken and egg situation.
No.
So the chicken and egg, which one came first?
Is the chicken.
The chicken came first?
Yes.
But where did the chicken come from?
Doing creation.
Okay, yeah. Oh, really?
Doing creation. The man, but God created every creature before they start procreating.
Birds,
Before they started creating, that was the first one. He created it into existence before they started procreating.
Oh, so God created the chicken first.
Of course, before they started
eggs.
Exactly, for the other ones to come. That is procreation.
Well.
So
It's
done.
I think it's convincing.
Argument done.
You know, it's convincing. That is if you believe in the spirit of creation, or
but if you don't believe, where are you going to believe? If you don't believe this, what's again? Are we apes? Like the apes, they say we are apes.
Okay, go.
So
an entertainer
before an entertainment journalist, before you started to write about music and art and all of that. So we need to give respect where respect is due. And so who needs who? If there was nothing like entertainment journalism, are you telling me musicians or the arts would die if there was no entertainment journalism? Because if when they started singing or when they started acting, they were feeding their people, they were feeding their fans. So it was a direct system. Let's say there wasn't anything like journalism at all. Were they going to die? I will tell you no, because they will still relate to with their people. Now somebody saw the need that let me also create a system out of this, then project these people. So who needs who? The placement needs to be right. Now you are feeding off my art. You are an entertainment journalist and you are feeding off my art. If you are not there, I will still survive. The problem is how I will reach my people. And cast your mind back in the days. Were they reaching their people? Yes, they were. Without the existence of radio, TV, and stuff, these people moved to the people and perform to them. So they will come to your location and perform. If it's about singing, if it's about acting, they were doing that. Now, innovation has come in and stuff. So all these jobs are created. This we call it related businesses. So if you are a musician or you are an entertainment journalist and you feed on people content like Kwedwo Sheldon, people release their songs and you react to them. So in this case, who needs you? Who needs who? You are feeding off on their content and it tells like you are even promoting them. Because of how the system is faced. Now, through that, you have gotten a lot of following. And even People now come and pay you, give you content, and you take money from them. You see the irony of it? Whatever he is doing is content.
Yeah.
Without those things, he will be down. Let him keep quiet for 1 month without putting anything on his channel. And you see where he will be. So what he is doing, it is content. It is content. But it's fortunate that people even come and pay that, react to my song, and they pay him money.
Yeah.
So I don't know how do you see your content providers? You have to place premium on them. Whatever, I don't know if they can sanction him never to tag their content. If there are laws that can forbid him from reacting to people's content. If an artist can wake up one day and say, don't react to my content no more without my permission. If there is, aside the restriction from the apps, if the artist can issue a warrant that do not react to my songs, where will you stand? If all artists are going to do that, where will you be? Unless maybe you create a different content. But for what we know, it is through these reactions that you have gotten to wherever you are. Where from these insults, I always say that, yes, we sit here, we criticize artists, but never disrespect them. We would never disrespect you because the fact that we don't agree with you, it doesn't mean we should disrespect you. Say offensive words and think that because we also have the following, we are of equal level with the artist, so we can sit there and use any kind of words on them. At the end of the day, you are also using them. And he should be frank to himself that whether reacting to Shatta Wale's song, it hasn't added to his following or subscribership. It has. So this is somebody you're also feeding off. So
there are others who also think that, okay, how about Shatta Wale? The way he also responds to some media people. Others have also questioned his attitude or behavior as well. How do we marry the two?
So we all know Shatta Wale comes hard at people. If he comes hard at a media house and they also want to retaliate, me, I don't have any problem with that.
Okay.
If he comes hard in the same fashion, you also want to come hard at them, then that is fair. Like it is open. We want to go
square it out.
Yes, head on. But in a case that maybe he reacts to
a general
issue, and you think you don't agree with him, and based on that, you want to come hard or attack him, that is very wrong. We can't live in a society or an industry like that.
Okay, I get it. J-Smart.
Yes, sir. For the first time, I've heard my brother Kwedwo talk like a musician.
Oh, really? How?
I also don't get it. What was musician about?
What was? I said it. I said facts.
Anyway, let's move on. Okay, so, Rasami, Kwedwo have said a lot, but I think one thing I don't agree with him, which is very fair enough, is for him saying that before entertainment journalism, an entertainer. Okay, so let me ask this question.
Good.
Imagine our world. Imagine our world without an entertainment journalist. You imagine an entertainer living here without.
He's not saying. Let me answer this one. He's not saying the world doesn't need entertainment journalism. He didn't say that, but he said before you can call yourself as an entertainment journalist, there should first of all be an entertainer before working before that you can call yourself.
And I'm also asking that let's imagine that, okay, fine, you are the entertainer, you are saying that, okay, you are an entertainer, and so no an entertainment journalist shouldn't exist. You should also imagine that world.
Nothing will happen.
Oh, boss, what I talk
No, listen.
I also don't agree.
I'm coming.
I also don't agree.
The point is, if it never, I even said it. If it never exists, what is the work of an entertainment journalist?
boss.
No, I'm asking you a question.
See,
I'm asking you a question.
See, the work of an entertainment journalist. See, it's this we can't. If I should, okay. So
No, just give me the basics. Just give me the basics. I want to add.
It is to review the works of the entertainer. That is
Maybe project it.
No, you like review. Everything is under review.
So review it. Now, if you are not there and I put my works out there without your review, are you telling me that my song wouldn't achieve whatever I will achieve?
So, will you now compare works from artists to the days where there were no entertainment journalists? Would you compare them and then tell me that there are differences in that?
So even that, I have to contract you as an entertainment journalist to project my works. So if I decide not to come to you, okay, you can't force yourself on me.
You see this Afrobeat agenda the Nigerians have been able to push. This agenda is purely by entertainment journalists.
Yes.
And the fact is, without these entertainment
journalists, an agenda they push because their artists were doing something like that.
Basically, what I mean is that hand in hand, these two work together.
No two ways about that.
Yes. What I think some of us, with zooming into Shatta's banter with Kojo Sheldon, I think Shatta touched on some three things which I feel is very vital and relevant that we need to look at. So first of all, I like the way how Shatta sometimes become very realistic when it comes to issues on board, like how he's able to speak his mind on issues that he feels. I like that bit of Shatta Wale. I like that personality of him, which is very good. But you see,
what were the three? He said he touched on some three things.
Some three things. So first of all, is the realness in what he said. You see, Kojo Sheldon for some time now have been disrespecting our president.
Our president?
Yes, our president.
Really?
Oh yes, of course. And Shatta asked him few questions that if he'll be able to disrespect his father in that manner, which I doubt.
How does Kwedwo Sheldon disrespect our president?
No, the comments.
Apart from
how
the comments,
how
he addresses him.
Well, I really don't know what he says, but the reason why I'm asking all these questions is he's a journalist. I don't know the exact words he uses, and I don't know how he says them. If he is critiquing the work of the president, then nobody can describe that as disrespect. If he is analyzing, reviewing the impact or the works done by the NPP government, then no one can say this disrespect. But like I'm saying, I don't really pay attention to some things he does like that. Except his music reviews, the rest of the things I know.
If I call you, I tell you that you have a big head, is it a disrespect?
How would you say it? No. How would you say it? Brass, I mean, this headphone is small because his head is big.
Your head like
No. What I mean is, Brass, I mean, this headphone is small for him because his head is big.
Okay, so when maybe I feel like in your sitting here addressing an issue about an artist, I didn't like how you did it, and I say your big head.
That's an insult.
Okay.
Yes.
So that is how that is one of the ways he's been disrespecting the president, which Shatta Wale mentioned. The reason why I'm backing Shatta Wale on that is that recently BBC did a documentary on Kojo Sheldon where Kojo featured the grandma, and when you look at the grandmother, and when you look at the comments Kojo made on the grandmother and all that, and they were like, so you respect your grandmom like this and you will not respect your president. Yes, so I like that bit where Shatta Wale.
But interestingly, I'm hearing this from you for the first time that Kojo has been disrespecting the president.
Yes, a lot. And Shatta even made mention of it.
No, I know Shatta also came to say it, but like I'm saying, until this thing came up, I have not been hearing that.
You see,
because my problem is he is even doing more entertainment journalism. So how does he?
he just
even
president.
How
the
does he
artist,
disrespect them?
even the
About
artist,
social issues.
he does everything. The year of the day, he cut across
The year
everywhere.
of the day was more of social
And even
issues.
how he even addresses some of the musicians, even Sarkodie and
No, those ones.
it's the same fashion he uses on
Those
on
ones I
the
see them,
president.
and personally I detest them.
So imagine the same thing addressing a president in the same fashion. The tonations
Those ones
and
I
all
see
of
them and I detest them. Me, I always say, Charlie, artists, whether big or small, and this thing I'll keep saying it too. They deserve to be respected.
Of course.
Me, no, even if I disagree with you, I have a way to say, because it is just my position that I'm putting out. I'm not here to insult you or to attack you. So whoever disrespects any talent there, you will not qualify to be one of my best guys.
Like could you have said a lot, so I wouldn't want to just go in there. But what we need to look at as entertainment journalists, as content creators, is having that focus that we want to push an agenda, create an agenda. Shatta mentioned something in the video which I think needed much attention. He mentioned the impact of Sheldon's show. And if we sit and would want to maybe analyze the show, at the end of the day, you still go back to what you are saying, that just to make money of the artist. It's not really making any positive impact, especially on society. No. That is a fact.
Say it well.
I'm saying that.
There are other artists who have also said that when he does the reviews of their songs, they get some attention for the songs.
And even that review thing, I even have problem. You see, he doesn't call it review; he calls it breakdown. No, boss. If we say musical breakdown, you know what we are talking about here. This is where all the technicalities, the rudiments of music come to play. You pick somewhere song, play a little.
I think it's a reaction.
That is a reaction. And the other time that conversation came up, if what they do is a reaction or a breakdown, he got pissed. He was actually mad. They said he react to people's content but not breakdown. Meanwhile, what he does is not a breakdown. That is a reaction.
He got mad.
Yes, he was really mad that they
when?
were boxing him. A conversation.
I want to know where he got mad.
They are boxing you.
Yes. You see, that conversation came up where it's like people go to them, pay them to break their and then we're like, oh, so these people, are they really breaking songs down or they are just reacting to it? And Sheldon got angry. He was really mad that they said he only react to people's songs. Meanwhile, that is what he does. What does he know in music? Do you understand? And so what he should know is that, you see, let's just be able to create an agenda and then push it. That is all what we need. You see, these Nigerians, they've done it. And then, see, go back to that Afrobeat agenda like I mentioned. This is pure agenda. The people knew what they were doing, what they wanted, and then they've done it and have succeeded. And so if we have some of these platforms, we should also be conscious about what we say and how we say it. When they go on the internet, some of these things stays there forever. You understand? And so, Sheldon, I think, we understand that arts goes with critiquing. That is super cool. But the way we handle it and how we go about it is what the artists sometimes don't like, which we should get. You see, it's rather unfortunate that we live in a system where maybe the consumers of some of these videos, usually that is how they want it. But you see, once we start consciously creating an agenda, pushing an effort, a conscious effort, then we will be able to also create a path for ourselves, and then the consumers automatically will have no choice but rather just feed onto what we give them. However, if we continue, this will insult this and that, disrespecting people because we want to make money or want to churn out the content. I don't think we are being fair to these musicians. And so Wale has said something judicious way. I think Sheldon should go back to the drawing board and pay attention to. I saw a video of him ranting. He's rather angry. The audacity for me. Kojo, I think Shatta is talking some sense into your brain. Just sit back and then just analyze everything he said.
Okay, Roland, speak finally, and let's close. Our time is up.
I mean, this is very interesting.
I know.
The space we find ourselves, especially if you find yourself at a critiquing point, is very crucial. And sometimes it is sad that some of our utterances go beyond measure, which is why it even affects the people that we aim at doing good to them, but rather at the end of the day becomes harm to them. I would want to say this, that it is not about the fact that you came before me, as in the entertainer coming before the entertainment journalist, so I should, yes, of course I owe you that respect, but the entertainers should also understand that it comes with the respect has a level where when you breach that respect, it also brings some form of reaction. And same way, if they're able to understand this, then they would know that every action of theirs would bring a certain form of reaction. And in that process, it is not all that they would like. Unless they want to tell us that everybody likes their product, then we can say case that we will not have this conversation again. Even the Bible says the poor will continue to be with us.
Exactly.
Same way, there are people whose comments will, no matter how they put it, will never sound good in your ears. It is like that. Let's learn to respect each other's views. It is not a crime for me to disagree with you.
Never. Never.
It is not a sin for me to say I am not thinking in the direction you are thinking.
Never.
Let's respect each other's views like that. Me, I am not a fan of insulting. In fact, it is sad when people think that the only way they can be heard is when they insult. I can confidently say that in recent time, when some people shut up in terms of insulting, looks as if they've lost their relevance.
I like this point too.
Yes.
From political journalism to social media commentary. Yeah. If they don't insult, feels like they are not there.
Losing their relevance. And when they begin
do you know what it means? It means they are not saying anything concrete.
Exactly my point.
Yes.
And then I begin to feel sad when especially they themselves begin to get some of these mindsets. That, hey, today I don't fire anybody, so it looks as if the whole of this week nobody is mentioning my name. And it is sad. It is sad. Communication is a very difficult thing, and it is not everybody that has the potential of communicating right. So if at a point you say something or you voice out certain words and somebody comes to you to say, oh, I am not cool with this words, no matter your intentions, Shamo will tell you your intentions are not always enough. No matter your intentions, learn to respect that person's reaction. I will never sit here and condone the insult Shatta Wale through on social media. In fact, even with his banter with Sheldon, no matter what Sheldon has done, I will not support the insult Shatta brought. Yes, if you want to teach somebody the right stuff, you don't repeat the mistakes they are doing. It's as simple as that.
That's true.
Let's take it as if, yes, Kwedwo has said it, J-Smart has said the wrongs Sheldon has done, or some of the things that he did to provoke Shatta in coming out like this. But I believe, so you see, Shatta should also, they should even tell Shatta something, that if they come up with a conversation of the media liking negative news, you see the kind of energy he's putting in something that is, to me, this is very unnecessary. To me, this is very, very unnecessary.
I agree too.
If he thinks that he wants to correct Kwedwo Sheldon and he is coming this way, it will not solve anything. It is either he keeps quiet or he finds another way in correcting the guy. But if he would want to correct, he has the intention of correcting the guy and he wants to go the same tangent, it will never work. It will never work. Because they say, if the Bible says, even a fool, when once he is able to hold his tongue, he's considered wise.
Yeah.
And you should, that is why you should know that if you come that same way with him, he will never hold back. He would never hold back. So the wise thing that you want to teach him, he will never learn. It's as simple as that. So as we want to teach our people to be very measured and also understand that it is okay to disagree with somebody, devoid of insults, let's also teach the other party who also builds their stuff on emotions to also understand the fact that in this field, it is not every comment that will be palatable to you. And you should be able to differentiate the food from the chaff. You should be able to know where your concentration lies. Because me, at this particular point in time, I would have wished that no matter what Sheldon had, I know say Shatta is very painful for him to have come out like this to say this. And from whatever he said throughout the life, I know he wasn't only directing his anger at only Sheldon. But you see, who is now the topic of discussion? It is him. The other people that were involved are quiet, and now they will be seen as wise people. It is as simple as that. Somebody would come and speak something. If we are bad, but some people will still come at you. Let's leave them like that. Let's respect them like that, and know that since the poor will continue to be with us, some people will still continue to be with us. Let's respect each other.
Respect is very important in this industry. As a matter of fact, sometimes when you talk about this, you see some fans putting out comments like this and that and that. But I'm looking for that fan who, in his wildest wish, can go and find a video where any of my panel members or myself, we have insulted an artist, like to say, this guy doesn't have sense. Like, this guy is fooling. Someone should go and bring something out like that. Say we are telling an artist that he's a fool. Oh, brother, Munyaisa, and yet, let's respect talent. Whether he's big, small, or he just came. We respect Kwedwo. Do you think because he's not blown, we still respect him? Because he's still an up-and-coming artist. One day, when he blows, then we will know that, now, this is a big star. So when we see him, we stand somewhere and say, hey, bro, but for now, we sit on the table and eat buffet with him. And many more. So guys, let's respect each other. It helps. It doesn't kill anybody. Guys, thank you so much, Kwedwo. Thank you for coming. Kwedwo is still announcing to you that the song Be Kind is coming. Now it looks like, do you have a date now? Or by close of this we give them the date?
Yes. So between 20th to the last week of January, the
song is coming.
But I will do a countdown, so definitely they will know.
Alright, thank you so much. And J Smart, what's the name of your EP?
Believe.
Believe EP. And it's released on the platforms already.
Yeah, it's
Audio Mac, iTunes, everywhere.
So since you've mentioned that, let me also chip this in. So
this
new artist Kwabena Asare. Okay, you next time I'll talk more about it. But
there is a new artist called Kwabena Asare. Alright, Kwabena Asare, we'll talk about you next time. No shaking. Thanks to Roland Amate, to the guys behind the scenes, Digital Rockstar Currency on camera, Richie Flex, editor director of the show, Emmanuel Forila PG producer, and Gideon Nilam Tessinas, our creative director. My name is Sammy Flex. If you loved this, share your views, and of always, we want you to follow community guidelines because that is what we just did. We are out of here. See you soon.